Today we're going to be replacing some foot pegs on the bike. These are way too far for me. So we've got the rod there. Got this new mount with the shifter that'll be probably like 3-4 inches closer. Then we're going to be doing the other side as well with a new brake setup. So we're going to get on into that. I just need all the controls to be a bit closer. So we're going to do that today. So we're starting to work on getting this off. So I took a 7/16, a wrench here, and this bolt was all the way up here. So I broke that with this. Came back with it, and you can spin it down. Oh, wrong way. And then I did the same here, then I spun that one down. And just to show you how the rod works on the new one. The rod actually threads like on there. And I have it loose enough now where we can just, so that tightens it, that loosens it, and then it comes off there. So that's what we're gonna do at this next point here. Okay, so I disconnected this bolt. It just had like a hex bolt on it, and I don't think the stock one's gonna be that way. This rod here should just spin out, so we can kind of show you that. Oh, losing bolts. So the rod should just spin out there, and now you just have this piece. This is where your clutch is. So a lot of bikes don't have this rod, and the clutch is just down there, which is a little bit different, but there we have that out now. Now time to remove the actual shifter there. So the rod's off. Next piece is just to take these two bolts out. These are just two 14mm bolts, which I took and I put all those parts up. Man, they were kind of buggers too. So I took that and just clipped on it till they broke, and now they're coming out. Now we got Mr. Drill. Oh, like butter. Drill didn't get it the first time though. Okay, so what we should be, freedom. And it's got a spacer in it. And I don't know if I'm gonna be using that spacer just yet. So I'm gonna rig it up and we're gonna see if I like the spacer or not. Need the bolts though. Maybe you. Man, it's a shame my legs are so short. This is such a nice piece, I feel like. Ooh. A bit of a snag here. So here's the spacer, which fits on in here. Now this was off a Roadstar. At least that's what the ad said. But yeah, we are a little off. So let's pop let me show you what we're dealing with here. Try and give you this angle a little bit better. Okay, so got this piece. So we need this hole to move about not even quarter inch, 1/8 inch. So we can get that through that spacer and through those holes right there. So I think we're gonna need some bits for some drilling, I think. So I'm probably gonna toss it in a vise, use this as like a guide. This big, well, that might be aluminum, so I might not be able to do that. But yeah, then we're gonna try to drill that piece out there. All right, back from the home depot. We're gonna have to work on that foot mount there. That's what we decided to come up with. There we go, some metal bits. And I brought the bolt with me, and that looks about the right size. So let's get working on this thing here. And I got a drink. Yeah. Well, let's give it a go here. So we got our drill. I think I should go to high with it maybe. I haven't had to drill something in a while, so. Or haven't had to machine something in a while. Maybe that's a better way to phrase it. We got this big old bit. I got her in the vise here. And I have that spacer in there to be like kind of a guide. It fits right in there when I checked it, so that's nice. Well, ladies and gents, we've done it. So I actually had it going the wrong way, so that made it slow, but it did take a bit of time. So Mr. C-clamp here. I had this bolt here. Mr. Cedar in the middle there, and got it down, and now this being our like guide. With in there. Good, with a little bit of wiggle, not bad. So it should go right on there, hopefully. Okay, what odds are you guys giving me that this is gonna go right on here? None. One odd. Okay, it's gonna be kind of tricky here. Let's see. Where are you, Mr. Bolt? Come on now. Okay, just kind of want to get it like loosely on there. Same for this guy. Come on. Oh, y'all are the same side. Struggling. There we go. Yeah, looks like we might be in business here. All right, next bit of stuff here. So what we got going on here is the shifting rod for this particular bike, and I would like it to have much more, maybe more like that maybe. I like how it's further out, especially with these big things too, so that's going to be really nice once we have this all dialed in and stuff. But this is secure now. That worked out okay. I was worried with me having to drill that it would be somewhat loose or just not on there great, but it's on there fine. So I'm going to take this off here and probably dial it back like 1 or 2. That'd be like with the rods maxed out with those nuts. I kind of want it like right there maybe. So I'm going to put this back a little bit, and that way I can have a little bit of play with these rods. I just threaded the rod on there, and then wherever you want it, you tighten the nut, and then it's there. So I'm going to take that off and put it back a little bit until I like the play where we're at. Well, this took a little bit of doing, but I took this piece off, and I actually had a different piece. This is the one that was on the bike, which I think must have been part of that whole kit or something. But took that piece off. I kind of have it where I'm happy with it. Should be right about there. Gonna test the shifting. Not touching anything. I like it. If I want this up or down, you can spin the rod. So now it's up higher. Now it's down lower. I kind of like it up higher. Make sure this doesn't touch nothing during that action. Yeah, I like it. I think that looks real good. And we're gonna lock these nuts in place and kind of just have that be its home. And I think we're done with the clutch side. Man, kind of a bugger. Just gonna pop this guy back in here as well, tighten it up. I moved some bolts out of that, so I gotta do that. Yeah, and then we'll be moving on the brake side, I guess. Pop the seat back on. We're gonna do like a first sit here. Kind of give you an idea of why I needed to do it. So there we are. Oh my gosh, that is so much better. I was like out there, people. That is just so much better. Feet are gonna rest there. Give you like an idea of what we were working with. Like, look how jacked up my leg is. This is a tall dude. I'm not a tall dude, but this was a tall dude. Oh, that's just so much nicer. That's gonna be slick. Let's see what we got. So we got Mr. Foot Peg, which I'm going to imagine will also need to be machined like the last one, because it is like the same foot peg. This has that brake booster on there. Gosh, it's just a shame these are way too long for me because they're super nice looking. And I don't know what we'll do with them. And then the whole entire brake pedal setup. There's your little plug for everything. And this should have been off the same bike, or it came off the same bike I have. But that, I don't know, looks the same to me too. So I've got this brake booster. God, this is just so much nicer. This brake booster, get brake fluid in it. Push down, should push on that. Yeah, looks good. Got my brake line. I shouldn't need the brake line. I shouldn't need the caliper there. I think it's got a brake line hooked onto it right there. I don't know if you can see it or not. Yeah, right there. All right, well, let's start taking some stuff apart. Okay, so this is gonna be the same deal as the last one. So these were off I think they were like a Roadstar, but I think there's multiple kinds of Roadstars. So I don't know if they must be different brackets or whatnot, which isn't a huge deal. That last one felt pretty secure. So we got this guy on here, wiggled away, and I'm just gonna drill, hopefully you guys can see in there, drill that part out, and then it should fit on there. That other one felt real secure, so same deal. All right, so what we've done so far. So this cable that was on there, took that off, drilled this guy out. Be popping this on before I finish screwing this sensor back in. See, it's got quite a few turns left yet. I'm leaking brake fluid. Just want to make sure it's mounted up good before I actually tighten everything, get everything good. I got this guy drilled out. Gonna put that on there and go from there. Okay, so I think we're close, but I think we hit our final snag, which we're gonna get sorted. So if you have a Roadstar, all the Roadstar parts don't match, so good to know. We definitely had to do some moving and shaking and thinking on this one, but all of this seems to be good. I tightened up that, so that should be my brake sensor and all that stuff. I had to twist this a bunch of times, so I'm hoping no wires broke or nothing. But this, our brake booster or whatever, brake fluid holder, is meant to be attached right there, which is right on that pipe through here. Oh, there that went. So I'm gonna need to get a spacer of some sort, space it out to like right there. And then we're gonna have to do that, and then we should be all wrapped up. But everything else seems to fit good. The brake line's good. That action seems nice. We're not leaking any fluid. So that all seems pretty good. So we'll have to give it a go. Okay, I believe we're done. So we got, you know, maybe ½ inch in between there. I bent this bracket here a little bit. And then I got this long screw right in there. Give it some space, and then I used a couple nuts to make it be solid. So we've got that going on. Gonna loosen that, bleed them out, give it a ride, and hopefully everything went good. But that's kind of it for that. So watch out if you get parts for Roadstar. Might need to do a little bit of moving and shaking. I was kind of hoping they'd all go on a little bit nicer. This went on pretty good, minus the drilling and stuff, but that's that. Hopefully this helped you out a little bit.